Glamorgan defeated Middlesex by 6 wickets thanks to a magnificent 105 from captain Jim Allenby, who shared in a record-breaking opening stand of 136 with Jack Rudolph. It was still a tense finish, but the Welshman took the game with just 3 balls to spare on a wonderful night at Old Deer Park in Richmond. Owen Morgan won the toss and decided to bat first, but to the 8th ball of the game, the Panthers lost Joe Denley to a spectacular running catch by Stuart Walters at wide long off with the score on 7. For an age it looked as if it was going to be a boundary. It was a gorgeous evening in West London, and Morgan got his innings underway with an equally gorgeous shot as he flicked Will Owen through backward square for a boundary. He followed that up with a well-timed pull off Hogan, which brought the Panthers their first 6 of the night. At the end of the power play, Middlesex had made 40 for 1, and Morgan was looking at his best on a pitch that, he suggested at the toss, might take spin as the game developed. At the other end, Darvin Milan, fresh from his championship best 154 not out against Northamptonshire, joined in the fun with a huge straight 6 off Andrew Salter that landed in the nearby tennis courts. The 9th over of the innings cost 17 runs, including this huge straight 6 by Morgan, his second of the night. By the halfway stage, the Panthers had made 84 for 2, with Morgan another to fall to a fine catch, this time by Michael Hogan in the covers, to give Dean Koska a wicket in his first over. The Irishman departed for 41 of 28 balls. After the loss of Morgan, the runs slowed up. The 100 was brought up in the 14th over, and Milan tried to get a wriggle on. It was in the 15th over that wriggle was on when Dan Christian launched into Koska. 2 successive deliveries were spanked for 6s. Both of them were huge shots that sailed out of the ground. The Panthers were looking for the kind of finish to an innings that they've missed out on all season. Milan was dropped in the deep by Chris Cook, but Christian finished off the over with a third 6 as 22 runs came off the over, taking the total to 126 for 2 with 5 remaining. Milan then moved to his half-century, his second of the T20 season, with a couple off Rudolph. It had come off 38 balls and included 4 4s and 1 6. The classy left-hander is looking in very good form at the moment. In Canterbury earlier in the summer, Christian scored the fastest 100 of the season, and he was in that kind of nick again, as was emphasised by this shot off Hogan, another that carried well over the boundary rope at long on. That was maximum number 4 for the Australian, and number 5 followed in the same over, another one that travelled way out of the ground. So the Panthers were looking for a big score, but then Christian fell courtesy of another brilliant catch in the deep by Cook off the bowling of Hogan. He left having scored 48 off 29 balls after adding 69 runs with Milan in 7 overs. The Panthers needed a big finish, and Ryan Higgins avoided the local flying birds this time by driving flat down the ground for 6. He was well backed up by Milan, who also hit Owen for a straight 6 to end on 68, as the Panthers finished on 184 for 3, and that was going to be something of a test for the visiting team to chase down. They clearly needed a good start and looked to Rudolph and Allenby to do just that, and that's what the Glamorgan captain aimed to do as he started to hit boundaries from ball 1. He would have enjoyed taking on a former Glamorgan favourite in James Harris. Allenby struck 3 4s off him in the bowler's first couple of overs. He also took Harris for a powerful maximum over Cow Corner, as 27 runs came off the first 3 overs. After the 6 overs of power play, the Welshman had reduced the target to 128, and then Rudolph joined in, twice reverse paddling to the boundary. The visitors were apparently making light work of what appeared to be a tough target on what was a good pitch after all, and one which didn't offer the spinner too much. Allenby kept going and reached his 50 off 31 balls at the start of the 10th over. He got there with his 8th 4 to go with his 1 maximum, and it was fast becoming a captain's knock. There was no stopping him. At the halfway stage, Glamorgan were halfway to their target with no wickets down. Middlesex badly needed a breakthrough, but instead Allenby sent a length ball from Dexter over the long-on boundary for his second maximum. The 100 was reached in over number 11, and there appeared to be only one winner, especially with the occasional fielding error from the home team, and Allenby took full advantage of that. It was becoming something of a canter with Allenby in explosive form. As the partnership reached 130, it became the highest ever stand for Glamorgan in T20 cricket, beating the 129 made against Gloucestershire 9 years ago by Robert Croft and Matthew Elliott. The stand came to an end on 136 when Rudolph reverse paddled Dexter to Ravi Patel at short third man. The South African was out for 42. And that wicket lifted Middlesex, and the target became 39 off the last 4 overs. But more fielding errors meant that Mark Wallace helped the visitors take 15 off over number 17. What looked like a tense conclusion suddenly became a much easier one for Glamorgan. But with 23 required off 17 balls, Wallace tried something cheeky, but found Ollie Rayner at long leg as the batsman went for a quick fire 18. After such a rapid start, Allenby was now working in singles, which left 19 to get off the last 2 overs. The opener passed his previous best for Glamorgan in this competition made against Somerset earlier this year, and then he blasted Harris through extra cover for his 13th 4 to go with 3 sixes to reach his first T20 100 for Glamorgan and the second of his career, having made 110 as a Leicestershire player. He wasn't able to beat that as 2 balls later, having added 1 more boundary, he drilled a delivery from the former Glamorgan player Harris to Morgan in the covers. Allenby was applauded off after making a magnificent 105 off 63 balls. That brought in Ben Wright, who immediately holed out to Denley at deep mid-wicket first ball, but Cook finished the over off with a 4 to leave 6 required off the final 6 balls. A double attempt at a run-out failed for the Panthers, and with 3 balls remaining, Cook drove Harry Podmore down the ground to start the Glamorgan celebrations. It was a cracking game of T20 cricket, just what this competition is all about, and the Welshmen took it by 6 wickets for their 4th win of the campaign. They now move back into the top 4 ahead of their match on Friday at home to Somerset, while Middlesex are now just about done this year.